Hey guys, this is Azura from Dream Street Studios. I'll be showing you how to edit blonde hair on an anime picture today. I'll show you guys how to edit it on manga later on, and it'll also show on the manga one how to do it when it's blackish hair, like darkish hair. There really is no difference, at least the way that I edit it. So yeah, let's get to it. First, we're going to duplicate the background, and you can do that by right-clicking on the background and choosing Duplicate Layer or Control J. And then we're going to desaturate it. Now, there's two ways to this. There is the going to Image, Adjustments, and Hue and Saturation. Then just taking the saturation bar and taking it all the way to -100. Or you can do what I usually do and just Control-Shift-U, which is the shortcut. Then we're going to create two new layers. And on the second layer, we're going to move it to Multiply, and the first one will be Screen. Now, I'm going to rename them because I like my stuff organized. I don't know, it's just easier for me to work with it and know what's on there instead of just going through it and checking. So, calling this Screen Hair. And that is hair. After this, we will grab our polygonal lasso tool and zoom in with Control plus sign, and just start selecting. Remember to move it to add to selection. We don't want it to be on just the regular thing. And then once you've got all of this selected, all of the hair and the pieces that you want to color, all of it, blah blah blah, you get your brush and choose a rather large size. I don't know. Hardness is 100, just for better. And you choose your color, and I always tend to choose like a light orangey peachy type of color. It just looks better with the effect that I put at the end, so we're gonna go with that. If you're a hex code person, this one is EED7B3, and we're gonna go to the screen here, which I'm going to name hair screen. Sorry, and do that. Color. Then we're gonna go to the hair layer, the multiply one, and do the same. After that's done, you can deselect with Control D or the other way, whatever works for you. And since there's some dark parts like out here, and I really don't want those, I'm gonna go back to the screen layer and color around that because you can't see it, and it won't affect the rest of the picture. Maybe like a little bit over here. I may get rid of that little strand later on, not sure. We create a new layer and set it to multiply, name it shade, or shading rather. Shading, whatever works for you. And we do the little clipping thing, which apparently is not called clipping. I asked my teacher again today, and it's actually called wrapping. So we're going to wrap it around the hair layer by just holding down the Alt key and finding the little line in between here, and there we go. So then we choose a small soft edge brush. I don't know how the size really depends, and we're going to hide the screen layer by clicking this little icon, eye icon, and we can see all the shading that was there before, and we're just gonna go over it with the brush. Once that's done, we're going to use the smudge tool, and the strength really depends on you and what you like. We're going to choose a soft edge again and just kind of pull with the direction of the hair to cover those little spaces. Using some here, brush, and smudge again. By the way, the short key for the smudge tool or the blur tool or any of them is the letter R for most of them. Again, it also depends on what your preferences are set to, and you can always choose your preferences or change them by coming here to shortcuts or preferences, one of them, and just mess with that. Once you're done with the smudging, you can go over to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, or Gaussian blur, how some people say it. I actually just say Gaussian blur. No idea on which one's correct. But mess around with the radius, and the higher you go, the blurrier it gets. And so yeah, I usually tend to stay like around a 2. I don't know why, or like around there. And that just helps it. If even 1 is too blurry for what you like, then you can always just use the blur tool.